What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and welcome back to the latest Overwatch PTR patch. As I'm sure everybody has seen by now, the brand new hero Wrecking Ball has been released onto PTR, and I already made a video going over my initial gameplay and thoughts on the new hero, so if you haven't seen that, check it out through the card on screen. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about all the other changes which have come to the PTR, including nerfs for Hanzo, a buff for Sombra, and some other interesting little changes. In addition to that, we got a forum post from Jeff Kaplan regarding the upcoming Torbjorn rework, and even a sneak peek at some of Wrecking Ball's brand new cosmetic items. So without further ado, let's jump right on in. So first up, the nerf to Hanzo. Storm arrows duration reduced from 6 to 5 seconds, cooldown increased from 8 to 10 seconds. This is a pretty simple and flat out nerf for Hanzo, and it's basically just to tone back the immense power of his storm arrows. Not much more to say here. A lot of people were thinking we're going to be getting a nerf to his ultimate, which may still be the case in due time, but as for right now, the nerf is simply to his storm arrows. Sombra got buffs to her stealth and translocator, which I did talk about in one of my previous videos. Both of them now last indefinitely, and when in stealth you can no longer contest objectives, enemy detection radius increased from 2 meters to 4 meters, and movement speed buff decreased from 75% to 50%. And the translocator can now be destroyed, either by Sombra herself, or apparently the enemy. All you have to do to destroy it as Sombra is look at it and press the interact key, and it has 5 health if enemies want to shoot it. All around, I think these are pretty decent buffs to Sombra. I've heard a bit of disagreement with regards to whether this is exactly what people think she needs. I don't play her much personally, so if you guys have any thoughts, please feel free to leave those in the comments down below. Additionally, several heroes have received major changes to their damage fall off. Bastion, McCree, and Soldier 76 have had their damage fall off changed from being 30% to only 50%, meaning that now at max range, they'll still be doing half damage. Additionally, Mei's Endothermic Blaster has lost all fall off damage for its secondary fire, and Widowmaker now has 50% max range fall off damage for her automatic primary fire. It seems like the purpose of this was to give mid-range weapons a bit more viability at longer ranges. We of course have been seeing a lot of playtime recently with Widowmaker and Hanzo due to their immense effectiveness at longer ranges, and it seems like Blizzard is trying to expand the usefulness of mid-range weapons to be a little bit more effective at least, when taking into account greater distances. Now as for how exactly this will play out in regards to the meta for these heroes, I think we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't think we're gonna see any tremendous changes in the meta simply because of this, but it will be an interesting thing to keep track of. Additionally, assault maps now have their objective time reduced from 5 minutes to 4 minutes per control point in quick play and arcade modes. The reason for this is to make quick play matches and arcade matches a little bit faster, in that the first point of 2 CP generally gets captured pretty quickly, and then the second point seems like it can last forever by comparison. Blizzard just wants to remove this unbalance of how much time is spent at each point by overall just kind of making the match shorter. All around, I think these PTR changes range from being definitely good to interesting to see how they play out. The damage fall off changes and the 2 CP changes seem sort of strange, and I'm not sure how I feel about them quite yet, but I am absolutely interested in hearing your thoughts about it, so once again, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Now moving on to some words from Jeff Kaplan on a recent forum post. This was a response to someone asking for details regarding the previously mentioned Torbjorn rework. We haven't heard very much before this, but we thankfully did get a comment from Jeff. We don't have details, but it is one of the things that's actively being worked on. We've tried dozens of new abilities and tweaks to the turrets and his gun so far. We have some interesting leads, but nothing is solidified yet. I know you're anxious to hear more details than that, but he's really in a state of flux right now and changing rapidly day to day. When things start to settle down, we'll communicate more. So it is nice to hear that Blizzard is in the process of reworking Torbjorn, and it sounds like they're still kind of up in the air as to what they want to do with him. If I had to hazard a guess as to which direction they plan to take him, I would say they're probably going to do something very similar to what they did with Symmetra, which is to make him a bit more viable on offense and not be so strictly defense. As for how this would work with a hero whose turret is such a big part of their kit, well, I don't know. I think it's interesting how Jeff said tweaks to the turrets, with an S on the end, meaning it's plural. Possibly that was just a typo or misspeak of him, but it also might be an indicator that they're actually experimenting with giving Torbjorn multiple turrets. But once again, this is a situation where we're just going to have to wait and see what they end up doing. And finally, coming back to our most recent Hero Edition, Hammond the Wrecking Ball pilot. None of his cosmetic items are currently in-game, however on the official Overwatch website page for him, we do get a look at some of his cosmetic items. Unfortunately, no skins, but we do get a still of all 3 of his victory poses, as well as what are most likely his 3 highlight intros. As we can see here, one of them is him lounging on the Summer Games beach, him standing pretty valiantly in front of Eichenwald, and him giving a pretty darn good diva impression at Blizzard World. As for the highlight intros, the first one is seemingly just the teaser that we got on Twitter earlier today when he was first revealed. I'll just go ahead and play that right here for you so you can see what that is probably going to end up looking like. The next one is him giving a bit of a lookout from the ball, which is hanging from the ceiling. I'm not exactly sure what sort of motion is going to happen in this one, as he's just kind of hanging out there. And the last one is a very epic charge stance with him obviously getting ready to go kick some butt. Now, as we've seen with most recently added heroes, the cosmetics will generally show up within a week of the PTR first going live. So if you're interested in seeing what all these look like in-game, as well as what his new skins are going to end up being, be sure to stay tuned to my channel for when those come out. I'll be making a video to cover them along with all his sprays, voice lines, and every other cosmetic item he gets. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to leave your thoughts about any of this I talked about here today down in the comments below. Have you gotten a chance to play Wrecking Ball yet? What do you think of him? Personally, I think he's pretty dang fun, and I am looking forward to trying him out some more as soon as I finish making this video. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and share it with a friend if you really liked it. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and turn on notifications to both help out my channel and keep up with all my future Overwatch content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.